What is going on, guys? Today we're looking at Moments Sol Campbell, the 90 rated centre back, and I'm pretty sure has he been 91? I don't know if he was 91 last year. No, he was 91 on the first year in FIFA 20 and 90 on last year's. So again, we've got a downgrade compared to FIFA 20, but again, not a bad card. Coming in at about 2.1 on the Xbox, coming in at 850 on the PlayStation, which is absolutely mental that we've got a Moments under a mil. And I think, to be fair to him, he's been listed probably about 20 times and nobody has actually bought him yet. So an interesting one, to say the least. It'll be interesting to see what price he actually kind of settles at, as I think looking at his stats, he's very bog standard. Yes, he's an icon, he gets the links to everybody, but we've already got a lot of strong links, a lot of perfect links, and just a lot of very good centre-backs, or even full-backs in general. They will always win over this card, I think, for me. Campbell is a funny one because I think he does do really well, but it is the fact that there is so many good centre-backs out there that really just, he needed to be out a little bit before now to even have a mention. That being said, we're going to give him the fair trial. He's a low medium, right-footed with a 2-star, 3-star, and he is a solid 6'2". Powerhead on his traits, decent pace on him. It's where you definitely need the shadow at the very minimum. So we are going to be looking at that. 94 pace, 99 defending you'd get with the shadow, and obviously he already has the 92 physicality, which is impeccable. Great strength, great aggression, and very good jumping. He has got a little bit of passing, nothing too crazy, and he's got a bit of reactions and composures decent-ish. The big problem is that agility balance doesn't look good at all. I was expecting him to maybe have a decent upgrade on that, but unfortunately I just don't think it's enough. He's only a +1 from his prime, so really the only thing you're kind of paying for is 4 pace and a dynamic image. Really, you're not going to notice 1 defending, you're not going to notice 2 physicality or 2 passing or dribbling. So you are paying for the dynamic and obviously the prime, and this is why he hasn't been sold yet. So we'll give him the fair shot, see what he can do, and kind of compare him. Campbell himself, what can we find? Yeah, the dribbling side of him, I'm not convinced massively. It'll be interesting to see how he turns kind of against the faster opponents. This guy with a couple of decent players in his team, so it will be interesting to see how he kind of shapes up against them and really tries to put in that shift. Sol coming in. Good save from Mendy. I really thought he absolutely messed that up. Sol kind of comes across quite nicely, very quick, very sharp, so good start from him there. Sol watching the runners. Oh, he's just peeked in behind us. Good save from Mendy again. Needed to kind of push Campbell back over. I think that is more my fault. Big header away. Love it. But I think it was a bit more my fault. I kind of pushed him towards the ball where really he was always going to go for that second man if we moved him too far forward. Campbell watching the options. We pull him a little bit too much. Yeah, the agility side of stuff is just not there. That's a solid challenge, but literally... that kind of sums it up really. If he knows how to dribble and somebody like a Best, a Neymar, a very quick dribbler, you're gonna just be struggling. He's just not that quick on the turn, and I'm not saying that necessarily he can't defend anything, but most definitely you'll find someone like Varane or Marquinhos and they'd just be able to stick a leg out and it just naturally get to him, whereas I think Campbell sometimes just, well, that's my fault, but sometimes frantically just kind of sticks something out, but it doesn't necessarily get him. He has got a good challenge on him, but I think that agility is going to be a little bit too poor for what we need in this sort of level of the game right now. Campbell again, George Best is, well, this guy knows exactly how to break through me, and honestly, he is making it look so easy, genuinely. I know necessarily the centre-back partnership wouldn't necessarily be the one I would choose, but normally these sort of centre-backs have that ability by now to be able to deal with someone like that. Away, lovely header. He has got decent heading ability, I think, 90 jumping, 99 heading accuracy with a shadow. Can't argue with that. Heading-wise, he should have absolutely zero issues. Campbell doesn't even get the AI there. A little bit poor this time. He's really not having a great heart. Good block that time. Good pass out. Campbell dealing with a 2-on-1. This guy is elite. So going into the overall for Campbell then. Coming in, like I say, at about 2 mil on the Xbox, 880 on the PlayStation. But as we did suggest at the start, not one has been bought. They've been listed, and as you can see, it might even be that, well, can't be the same person, but you can see that there's a trend that there's a few people probably listing him up and just getting lower and lower. He's just not being bought. So unfortunately, he is kind of at that price. I don't know if there's... Wow. That is a risky investment. To look at the PlayStation's price and then see that actually go for 2 mil. That someone's definitely either really wanting Campbell or they didn't know. But that being said, in terms of a centre-back, I could literally go to FIFA 22 players, go to centre-back and just go, Diaz is better, Marquinhos is better. If we go, Varane obviously is better, Van Dijk, Kimpembe 83 would give you the same results, and 89 Van Dijk at 40k, Lacroix would give you the same, Rudiger, Soulé. There is so many centre-backs that are at this level, and unfortunately, it's not down to him because he's not had an upgrade really from an 89 to a 90 for a moment. I think he's got to be 92 at the very minimum. I know it is in line with obviously everybody else, but unfortunately he comes in at such an average centre-back rate, and with all of the centre-backs we've got now, he just doesn't even touch it. With obviously the icon centre-backs, again, some very top-end players. You've got now a Vidic moments, Rio moments, Cannavaro. Coman is going to be an interesting one because he looks like a centre mid. Really, you're beating Puyol, Moore, Nesta, probably Herrera's. He's probably better than Herrera, I would say. It depends, actually, because Herrera, even though body type is not amazing, he tends to be alright, so we'll see how well he goes. Like I say, he's only going to beat so many, but then you've got the likes of Blanc's better, Desai, Maldini, Cannavaro, Rio. There's so many good centre-backs in the game that I just think he just, unfortunately, will fall below the waistline. That being said, defensively, he's good. He's got a great tackle on him. He does get turned quite a lot. The agility balance can be an issue. Pace is not terrible. Physicality is good. A standard centre-back, really. And again, the passing side of stuff, we're looking at the kind of 80s, the 90s now. Having a 70 long pass, actually, I can deal with, but 78 short pass. We've got centre-backs with 90, with 85 and above. So having it so low, I just think, for me, there is too many better players out there for a hell of a lot cheaper. It'd be interesting to see where he drops to. Obviously, his prime is at 310. This could potentially go down to 500, 600 by the end of the week. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes. Let me know down below if you want to pick him up, or is he going to go in your past and present Arsenal or England squad? Let me know. Make sure you like and subscribe. Peace. I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10.